Hi, I wanted to talk to you today about creative block. This happened to me recently. For 4 days, I was unable to even draw a line. And I don't know why it happened. So I began to ask myself a few questions. So, what the problem was and why I was unable to create a piece of art. Now, I actually had an idea to work on my book recently. In 2018, I actually created a book about an adventure, and I was trying to create the character, and I was unable to draw out the character for about 4 days. And I asked myself, why was I unable to actually do this, right? Why was I unable to create a character? It's just a simple character design, but I was unable to do that. So I began to ask myself why. What's causing this creative block and is preventing me from actually creating this character I felt I wanted to, create, right? So I began some digging and realized I was very afraid. I was afraid of just putting the pen on the paper and then creating that character. I was afraid because I've seen so much perfect art on the internet, and because of that, there's this barrier I've created in my mind that I need to be perfect. Now, there's a disconnect between creativity and perfection. If you worry more about perfection, you are most likely to hit a creative block because you want everything to be perfect even before you start doing it, which is a very, very funny, problem like that. You need to have the idea down first. When the idea is down, then you can say to yourself, hey, I actually have this idea and I need to execute this idea. That way, you actually see your errors, you'll see your mistakes, and you're not worried about making everything, perfect from the get-go. So that's the challenge I had. So how did I solve my creative block and made me able to create, my ideas or bring out my art again? Well, the first thing I did was to tell myself that mistakes and imperfection are in the right path. It's the right path to take. Don't worry more about perfection, but be happy to embrace your mistakes. Make a lot of mistakes. Make a lot of them. And by making those mistakes, you'd actually realize, hey, I can improve on the mistakes. So you need the mistakes there. The mistakes are there to guide you. Your mistakes are there to tell you, hey, this is what you need to actually do, to succeed. And that's what most, successful people do. They're not worried about, is it perfect? And it's not every time you need to create stuff and put to the internet. There's things that are personal to you. A lot of things are personal to you. You can create your art, you can create your, designs, you can create your imaginary characters, and then you can, just look at them and just keep them somewhere. They don't have to even, exist somewhere and then, make it such a way that, hey, this needs to be, something fleshed out or complete. Now, that's not part of the learning curve and the process, right? So yeah, so that's how I was able to beat my writer's block. Now, I'm talking to you right now, and this is the piece of art I just created. It's for my imaginary character in my book. I was unable to do this, in all honesty, in 4 days. I wasn't able to put pen, pencil, whatever on a piece of paper and just flesh out a character. But by just talking to you, I wasn't worried about perfection. I wasn't worried about, will this, character be perfect? It's just a slim, lanky, girl, and I could just refine this. I could keep this. I can make hundreds of this and keep refining this until I go into a character I really like, right? So that's it, right? That's how you destroy your creative block. Be creative. Don't worry about perfection. Make mistakes, reiterate, and build. Now, people who post terrible ideas that they have in their head are far way better than anyone who has the best idea on the planet but has refused to work on it or to make it, available when you need it. So you might see a lot of people create terrible work, You might actually critique their work and laugh at their work, but honestly, they actually have something out there that is physical. That's proof of content. It's not perfect. It's just a raw, unrefined idea. And what those people do is anytime someone makes a comment about their art, you'll actually listen to those comments and work to improve it. So that's the secret. Put pen to paper, do something, create your art, have fun doing it. It might not be the perfect thing, it might not be what you want, but at least you have something you can look at and say to yourself, hey, I actually did this and I actually made this piece of concept. So with that, I hope this helps someone out there who's struggling with creative block. I hope they understand that they need to put away the idea of perfection and work more on the joy of creating rather than seeking perfection or instant gratification. All right, bye.